Okay, it's 15 till 6 in the morning, day 74, hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, deep in the woods of Northern California, between Burney Falls State Park and the I-5. It was a strange night last night. It got cool and I pulled the sleeping bag over me, and then I woke up at midnight and it was really hot, and evidently the temperature went up. But peaceful sleep. One neighbor in the same kind of tent I was in, so it was a little Nemo Hornet camp. And other than clapping her shoes together really hard at 8 o'clock, I tried to get the dust out of them. She was relatively quiet. So the plan today is to get 23 to 25 miles so that I'm leaving somewhere around 10 miles to get to the I-5 in Christie. Beautiful morning. These big trees. Just huge. It's 7 o'clock and crossing this beautiful stream. Look at these plants. It's just gorgeous. And I'm feeling a little thirsty, so I'm going to grab a liter here. Look at this. I love some of the place names they have around here. So soon we will cross Water Strider Creek, and then there's a parking lot for a trailhead that I might stop and have some food at. That's called Centipede Gulch. Okay, so this part of this trail gets the award for most poison oak available. Kind of gotta be careful where you're going. Okay, there's the McCloud River, and soon we'll be to a campground where it crosses and to take a break. Okay, it's 15 till 9. We just stopped here by the McCloud River. You should call it the McCloudy River. It's full of silt. Haven't seen any moving body of water up here that has had this much silt in it. You can just see how brown the water is. So it's 2 miles to the next water, and I'm gonna go there to filter because I want to save my filter. That kind of silt can clog up a water filter pretty quickly. So if I don't have to, I won't. So 2 miles to the next water, and we'll fill up there. After 10 in the morning, covered about 10 miles, just had a nice break, got to sit and chat with some other hikers back there, compare notes on bear sightings, etc. So it's 8 miles and a bit to the next water, and I'll probably have lunch halfway there as we continue to dodge the poison oak. The moss on these trees, it is just thick. So we've been climbing for quite a while, and the whole trail since about 8:39 this morning has just been poison oak on both sides, and it creates what I call poison oak fatigue. You're just so tired of trying to avoid it. You're so stressed, and you end up brushing against it anyway. And then in one case, the trail kind of gave way under me, and I kind of slipped down to my right side and collapsed my right tracking pole, and my feet went into it. Well, there's nothing for it. I mean, I guess we'll find out if it comes off later when I take my shoes off or not. Anyway, it's grueling. At least now we're kind of in a place where it's the occasional plant. I'm hoping that this side and the descent are a little different, because that side's the riverside and moisture kind of rises up the side of the mountain there. And usually you find poison oak where there's some moisture. There's not as much moss on the trees on this side either, so I guess one can hope. So I'm cooking up some ramen, gonna have some Spam with it, leaning up against this tree, taking a good rest for lunch. I believe the campsite that I want to get to is between 7 and 8 miles from here. It's at the end of a long descent, and then there's a big climb coming out of there, and then up and over, and then down to the I-5, so for tomorrow. So we'll see what kind of mileage is left and give you an update. Okay, it's about 12:30, just finished lunch back there, got on the app and did a little calculating. It's 7.2 miles to the campground that I'm targeting, because I feel I need to treat myself. I'm not going to get a 0 for a while yet. I'm going to have to get to the highway and then spend half a day doing chores, sleep, get back on the trail after I meet Christy. So it's going to be, you know, almost a full hiking day. But this campsite has a bridge over the river, and actually a pit toilet, and a bunch of nice places to pitch tents, and a swimming hole, which means I could get down there and at least rinse the salt out of my shirt and my pants, and maybe even get in the creek, which would be glorious. So I'm going to try to do that. That'll leave me 15 the following day, starting with a 25-foot, 100-foot climb and then down. So I might try to start early. Today we have about another 500 feet of climbing, and then we'll start dropping down into the valley where the campsite is. And hopefully we will see less poison oak. Less than 2 miles to go to water. I was up on top of the mountain there, now that we're on the decline. But up on top of the mountain, I was able to get reception and called Christy. And she's at the headwaters of the Sacramento River in the little town of Shasta. And this is really interesting. It comes right out of the side of the mountain. I'm looking forward to seeing her tomorrow. And maybe getting a pizza. A pizza would be nice. It's 2:30 and I just finished up a nice little break there at Trough Creek. There were several other hikers there, which is why I didn't video, but it was beautiful. Boulders and water trickling over them. Nice little shady place to sit. And got to talk to hikers from Germany, from Bavaria specifically, from France, and from Belgium. A lot of international hikers here this year. Okay, we have 3 miles to Squaw Valley Creek. And Squaw Valley Creek is where the campground and the swimming hole are. And I told Christy, since I don't get a true full 0 anytime soon, I'm gonna pull up a little short there and get some R&R in the creek. And see if I can't get sort of a, recreational or rest period on trail, rather than trying to chug up a 2,500 foot climb to end the day. I think I'd rather do that on fresh legs in the morning. So on we go. And more poison oak. But also big trees. Man, when you hit these open spaces, it is hot. It's got to be close to 100 degrees with it reflecting back off these rocks. Unpleasant. If you walk 600 feet or so back from the main bridge and cross this second bridge, you'll find some campsites right down by the water. So I found one there, staked it out. And then there are bathrooms up here. So I got all this beauty and this cold water about 20 feet from camp. So I think this pool is calling to me. I'm gonna wash my clothes and sit in it a bit. Okay, I'm reporting from the Serenity Mothership as I reached Squaw Valley Creek and started to set up my tent. It was like a trigger went off, and everything came together in a single thought and resolution, which was that I had been losing weight and continuing to lose weight. I had tried to eat enough food to maintain, and I might have been maintaining, but I was miserable eating that much food. It gave me all kinds of digestive problems. I realized that I had spent 3 months of my life on trail and walked nearly 1,500 miles, and it would be 2 months more of the same. Also, I was experiencing shoulder pain every day. I think it's probably because of loss of muscle mass that's supporting my left shoulder, which has had multiple injuries to it, and the backpack was just taking its toll. So again, realizing I had spent 3 months and had 2 months to go, my instincts on when to walk away from something in the name of self-protection, health, mental health, etc., have always been good. And so I decided to follow those instincts. So I gave Christy a call, talked it through with her, and I was at a particular trailhead, and I asked, how long would it take you to get to this particular trailhead? It turns out she was 20 minutes away. So the whole universe lined up. I said, you know what? I think I'm done. I think I've walked as far as I'm going to walk on the PCT, and I'd prefer to spend the next 2 months with you. She was completely supportive, has been as have been our family and close friends. So anyway, it's been a hell of an adventure. I had a great time. Christy did a magnificent job supporting me and really sacrificed a lot, and I appreciate that. I have no regrets. I am not sad. I am not mentally, psychologically torn up about it. It is exactly the right decision. And as I'm sitting here in the RV campground, watching the temperature continue to be near 100 degrees, I think clearly I made the right decision for my health and for my psyche and morale, and I can easily move on to other projects that I've wanting to been working on, and improve my mind and improve my body and get back in shape and gradually get myself back to who I used to be, physically functioning. So I wanted to let all of you know that this will be the last episode, and this is the end of it. I'm glad to talk about it. I mean, it's the kind of thing a lot of people go through. So if you have questions, you can ask online below, and I'd be glad to answer. But this will be the last one. So the Serenity Shuttle has returned to the mothership, and will remain here for some time. It requires maintenance. It requires refurbishing, and I'm going to spend my time doing that. So thanks to all of you for walking with me. I greatly appreciate it.